Good morning. Good morning, fellow humans. That seemed kind of bright. Oops, that's bright. Okay. Well, good morning, fellow people of the world. Here we are, Department of Career Services, one more time. It is Tuesday, July 24th. Is that what it is? 23rd. July 23rd, 2024. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning here in Pahrump-Tucky. You choose. My name is Edward Bevilacqua, and we are here to help our students and other people along their journey through this life where we have a transcendent soul. Good morning, Wat Abevi. Good morning. So let's see, we're going to talk about step by step and AI. Some red letter stuff from Seth Godin. But before that, a little introduction of what we're doing, as always, because we get new people that come here every day. Our goal is to help our students and interested people on their journey through this transcendent life, or a life where we have a transcendent soul. So this is not all there is. So if you're driving along and you're thinking about how your life sucks, you might sometimes ask yourself, is this all there is? Is this what life is about? I'm born, a bunch of stuff happens, mostly negative, a lot of suffering. I die, and that's it. And oh, by the way, this is a benevolent God has set it up to be this way. That makes no sense if you understand it that way. If you understand that, well, God has a plan for me. He has a plan for me. My life sucks, but he has a plan for me, and I'm just waiting for him to tell me what to do. That doesn't make sense either. So we try to help our students and interested people find a path through these questions of life. Okay, no big deal. Actually, it is a big deal. But so we help people understand it, give them the tools to navigate through life in preparation for what comes next. Because the first premise, we have a transcendent soul. Second premise, what we do here has an impact on what comes next. So that is our belief. And our thing is to help our students and interested people. Now, who are interested people? Well, if you are successful and you are saved, then this is not for you. You can watch it for curiosity's sake, but probably not any reason to do so. If you are not saved and you are not successful, you have every reason to do it. Okay. And let's see. Good morning, Maticus Von Atticus. I had a long conversation with your prospective person in a prospective place in a prospective future yesterday. I think it went well. I learned a lot, so we can chat about that later, maybe over ice cream later today. After receiving the reward from, well, we'll talk about that later. So today's topic, today's meme, an idea that spreads from brain to brain is, wait for it, step by step, question mark. Okay, let's see what other red letter thing or other things we have of interest today. So, how do we do our job? How do we help people in their journey through this transcendent life? That's not really accurate, but how do we help our interested people? Number one, the most important thing is the worksheet down below. That is the experts focused on 4 critical areas of life. 1, physical, fitness and health. You have to have a body that is able to hold up over time. You have to take care of yourself. Number 2, mental. Always be learning. ABC. Always A, always B, B, C, learning. Always be learning. So we take the L and we just kind of go like that. L. It's a lazy L. Always be learning. ABC. And emotional. You have to learn to control your emotions because, as Atticus von Atticus says, quoting Charlene, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Okay? These things that upset us just don't matter. What happens after we die is what matters. If you believe you have a transcendent soul, and if you believe how you behave now has an impact on what happens next, then you're going to get that most of the things that bother you, they just don't matter. It just doesn't matter. Now, I wonder, is Atticus von Atticus stamping his feet? Is he saying, just doesn't matter? Okay. If you can't control your emotions, don't worry. Someone else will, and they'll probably take you out of the game. And then number 4 is spiritual. That is the most important part. So we focus on that on weekends. That's how we do it. Number 1 is the worksheet down below. It's in the link. When you're down there, subscribe, share, click on the bell. You know the thing. And then the next thing, the more practical thing, is this podcast. And the purpose of the podcast is to help us develop better habits. We all have habits. We all have habits. The thing is to develop better habits. How's that? The thing behind my head is fun. Okay. Develop better habits. How do we develop better habits? Well, repetition, repetition, repetition. We have we have a habit. We do it slightly better. Repeat, 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 repetition, repetition, repetition. Go from there. So we create a routine. I'm going to watch the podcast every day. Just not because it's interesting, not because it's good, but it's a routine that leads to a good habit, like getting up early, making the bed, getting prepared to work out, washing your clothes, cleaning your room, all of those types of things. Okay? And then let's see. So that's it. The practical thing is to help you create better habits. And then you could apply the same approach, the same technique, routine, repetition, habit, to everything else you do. Driving a car. You create better habits to become a better driver. So you're not consciously a better driver, you're unconsciously a better driver, because mostly when we drive a car, we're driving unconsciously most of the time. And our brain always tries to slip into that mode. Anyway, okay, so our meme of today. So how KZ did Junior get in LV? I don't know. What does KZ mean? Okay, red letter stuff for today. We've got 2 red letter items. Well, we actually have 3. Huberman on NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. Seth, doing it step by step. Jordan Peterson is in red. I don't remember what that was about, but it must be good because it's in red. So we've got 3 red letters. Our advice from an 80-year-old, be a good winner. Yesterday's advice from an 80-year-old was to be a good loser. Today's advice is be a good winner. Why? Because you want people to play with you again. You know, nobody's going to want to play chess with somebody that beats them in 5 moves and then says, in your face. Right? If you're a good chess player and you want people to play against you, you have to make them think that there's something in it for them other than humiliation and pain. Okay, let's go to Seth's blog. Step by step. Doing it step by step. Here's important advice, but it's also practical, has the added value of being very practical, something you can use right now. Write it down, store it in your brain, whatever. Don't leave home without it. I was surprised to discover for many AI questions, if you add, please figure this out step by step, the AI will provide a dramatically more accurate and more useful answer. This works on simple questions like, how many times does the letter Y appear in the word strawberry? To much more complex issues. So you'd say, please figure out step by step how many times does the letter R appear in strawberry. Please figure this out step by step. Please figure this out step by step, blank, than the question you're going to ask. It probably won't surprise you to consider that this works even better for people. Right. I will often say to people, okay, walk me through it. Walk me through it. When you ask a simple question, we often get an opinion or a memorized answer in return. Freon gas is not how refrigerators work. It's simply a two-word meme to get us through the question so we can move on. When we prompt a human brain to explain the steps, an entirely different process kicks in. So if you ask the question, how does a refrigerator work? And somebody says Freon gas, that's not the same as if you say, please figure this out step by step. How does a refrigerator work? Thoughtful inquiry, pedagogy, and user experience design push us to activate this sort of thinking. Yes, a problem often needs a knee-jerk response. It's not efficient to perform rote tasks with step-by-step analysis. When it's important, though, we often benefit by thinking step by step. Okay, so that's the meme of today. That's the thing of today. Let us focus on that. Let us focus on that. Let's focus on figuring out how we can step-by-step things throughout the day. You know, how do I go from here to Vegas? So in roughly 4 hours, I will be sitting at a French bakery, having a cup of coffee, going over some materials. How do I do that? What is the step by step? And I think if we develop a habit of thinking step by step, thinking sequentially, serially, not in parallel, but serially, I think everybody can become more effective. Okay, so Wada Bevy, how was SeaWorld? If you're still there. How crazy did Junior get in LV? I don't know. They were given a simple task. They decided they weren't going to do the task, and then they do what they always do. They call somebody up and twist the story so that person then gets engaged. They twist the story and try to do what they do, manipulate people to get what they want. They tell people what people want to hear. Okay, wonderful experience. Okay, how so? Walk me through it. Take me through it. Please tell me step by step. There was a wave. Okay, cool. Did you see Shamu? Did you go see Shamu? LOL. Were you in touch with nature? Home. Roller and coaster. Aha. Okay, we saw dolphins. and rescue animals. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yes, they saw Shamu. Great lifetime experience. You should definitely write about it and do a podcast about it. Not a little podcast that says, hey, man, here's where we are, man. Here's where we are. Okay, well, we're 14 minutes and 50 seconds in. I've got a bunch of stuff to do today because I will be on the road to LV at 8 o'clock. I will be on the road to LV at 8 o'clock. So we've got a bunch of stuff to do. It is now 6:15, and with that, we're going to say Auf Wiedersehen, step by step. Step it out, work it out, step by step. That's at the end of the Martian movie. Matt Damon is talking to a class of new astronauts. Things are going to go bad. Work it out step by step. Okay, cool.